Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm very excited to show you guys this new trend in Japan, and people are setting up their cars for reverse entries. And these setups are coming from not just everybody, but it's led by Kawabata, who originally did the reverse entry in his competition car. And here's a quick clip of here.
一発目は挨拶代わりにアウトギリギリを攻めた川端。
And after he has done this reverse entry, he got so famous, in the reverse entry word probably only got invented for all of us, and we got to know, that you can actually drive the car completely sideways past the 90 degrees. So that definitely blew my mind, and I have no idea how they did it, and what techniques you need to actually drift like this, and it can be very dangerous as well. So I don't really want to try it myself. And throughout the years, and I've experienced a little bit myself, but over time Japan has led the trend again, and Kawabata and Tanaguchi are along with a few other people are explaining how to set up the car to have more angles, and hence they can go that reverse entry. But without further ado, let me show you this quick clip. Wow, there's a lot of angle. Look at it here, full lock. Man. So that entry that he had, check over here, that's a massive truck. Yeah, it feels like actually it's quite controllable in the car. Alright, let's check again from this view. Huge angle. Okay, let me pause here. So as you guys can see, the car actually has a lot of angle, and so when he flicked the car so hard, the car went to a reverse state, and then from there straight on the power and power it out with that massive angle without problem. And all this was achieved to some very basic setup. Actually, there's no fancy vice fiber over here. There's no fancy custom like billet arms or whatever. So these are all factory arms, and people that you probably already know, people do lengthen their arms and run spacers and stuff like that. So let's check it out a little bit more drifting and from the outside, and you can have a look for yourself. Ho, 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 ho. I'm liking of how the car drifts like this. I'm not sure also if you guys are noticed, the car of these cars actually are very, very high. Actually, let me show you quickly of this car over here. So this car belongs to Kawabata. So Kawabata is the original legend, over here. He's explaining what is happening in Japanese, of course. So with tires, he's running 255 in the front, and rear he's running 265. And he's pretty much trying to get tractions all the way around. And over here, he's trying to explain that his car is getting over 60-degree angles just sitting over here. Let's check this out. Look at it, it's ridiculous. It's a crazy, crazy angle. But if we break this down, and let me just show you. Oh, this is the leading wheel. And actually see where the wheel actually tucked in the guard is very, very interesting. And as you guys can see, the back of the tub has been massively pushed in, smashed in to give you all the clearance, and the lower arm has been extended dramatically as well. So over here is showing the front lower control arm has been extended 30 millimeters. It runs 87 millimeter of front spacers. So this is actually front wheels, and he's running this massive, I don't know, like this looks like a 50 mil spacer, and this is another like what, 37 mil, or but anyway, the total he reckoned he run a 87 millimeter wide, and plus the lower arm would extended another 30 mil. He's running over 100, almost 120 mil on wider on each side in the front, and he's also running the car super high to give him all the clearance. So when you have the wheels are quite narrow, so you're you're turning like this, but when you have it wider, you're actually turning like this. So you want to make sure all the clearance you have is, you're going to smash everything in to make sure your clearance is there, and when you actually can swing around, and gives you more angle. And because he's going for the more angle, as you guys can see, he's actually running a like twin port Brembo calipers, which usually probably rear of the Skyline or something like that, over in the front, so just give you a little bit more clearance when you're on full lock, that you're not hitting your lower arms. So this setup is absolutely crazy. So to be honest, at the first, I'm not sure how this is gonna work, and just by actually looking at the setup right here, so now it's showing this caliper is a R33 GDR caliper, which is the rear calipers. So when it's coming in on full lock, it gives you the clearance between the caliper itself and also the lower arms. He's running pretty much you can run any coilovers you like, and he's running the springs differently. He's running 8 kilograms in the front and 5 kilos at the back. So the back is quite soft, and because he got all these movement in front and super wide, he actually running a low caster setup. So he's only running 5 to 6 degrees, and I'll say, yeah, that's probably pretty good start with, and especially if you got like over 60 degrees angle. And let's check out how he actually drive this car. So yeah, the voice is cracking up in the original video, but we'll just see how he chuck it in. It's a massive turn in. Definitely that's a reverse. You guys can see the single calipers over there, like super small. The wheels goes quite far in as well. All right, let's check out the view from the outside. Okay, so the car is super high. Wow. Let me just pause here and actually go back. Look at this angle. So he's coming in super hot, and over here he's hitting 90 degrees angle, and over here he's going over 90 degrees, and you can see the front wheel is almost at full lock. And as soon as he flick it and he's on the power and trying to get all the power down and actually drive that drift, and yeah, just play from here. It's no problem at all, and it's coming to a hairpin. He's gonna stack a lot of angle for sure. Yeah, at this point right here, and he's just really just letting the angle sit, and he's gonna do a pretty big switch after that. So in car again, third gear. Okay, third gear still. His car actually having pretty good torque, I have to say, down to second into this hairpin. It's almost like looped out on himself. Yeah, so this is pretty much the new setup. So I'm gonna show you a few photos right here and what they look like from the outside. So in general, they're all super high. So pretty much a factory height, and they look like off-road vehicles for some reasons, and it looks quite funny. It's completely different from these the drift cars, like having these fat body kits and sitting on the ground super low, and these guys are highly jacked up, and it's completely different. And running pretty much a super wide track in the front, running soft springs at the back, and cut and shut knuckle, of course, and you just have a bigger sort of rotating radius in the front, and that actually will give you the angle and also the handling. And I have to say, there's no broken signs right here, right? It all looks like pretty stand forward. It made me really want to start cutting my lower arms and swap out and whatever I have, like partial max, stuff like that, and try myself. So this is pretty much the new trend, and guys are actually already jumping onto like such a setup. As you can see, this white car over here, and also have massive angles in the front, and it just look ridiculous. If you have vice fab, perfectly fine. You probably already have this sort of angle. But however, for like everybody who don't want to spend so much money with vice fab, you can do this yourself and just cut and shut knuckle, like DIY sort of lengthened lower arms. And once again, let's check this out. We're gonna come in for a that swing. It looks completely different to any other initiations. And if you're actually driving in a competition, it doesn't really matter it's a pro or like a pro-am sort of competition, if you enter your turn one with this sort of smooth and huge angle initiation, I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of points. But anyway, so this is like really exciting driving, and even Tanaguchi is really behind it. And as you guys actually can see over here, I think this was built by Kawabata for Tanaguchi, and looks super funny. It doesn't, look at it, it doesn't even have front guard, and actually just showing you, whoa, how much angle you're actually getting. So check this out. Oh man, that entry, that's full reverse. That's full reverse. All right, so let's check this out again, this motion. Wow, as you guys can see, like from inside the car is quite effortless, and the car and just want to sit on a big angle, and because of that you can be able to apply like really early gas and without spinning out. So this is actually the really new trend actually happening in Japan, and quite a few group of people are behind this in trying to experience it themselves. And I'm not sure, I don't really have a car that I can modify to this, but if I can, I'll let you guys know. But what do you put a comment below to see what you guys think about this. I think it's quite exciting and it's quite different, and without like spending a lot of money on things like vice fab, you can achieve something very crazy. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned a couple of new trends about drifting in Japan. And if you guys are new to the channel, you know what to do. Subscribe our channel and like and share. See you guys in the next one.